So with this domain, the access and identity and access management, it's really has its tentacles into just about every other domain that's out there. There's so much wealth and actual applied information security science to this domain that it's one that I really enjoy. So if you take a look at some of the key facets here, you can immediately start to see some good stuff. And specifically, some of the things that we're going to need to put in place whenever we talk about identity and access control are physical and logical assets. And really, over the last 10 years, we've seen a convergence between those two. Um, how are we going to be able to identify and then authenticate as well as authorize people, as well as BYOD, the bring your own device? We're starting to see the ID as a service or identity as a service um, start to come to life through like using Office 365. If you're not familiar with that, it's pretty robust. And then some of the keywords here, one of them would be provisioning. And if you're not familiar with that, we'll talk about some of the various types or ways that you can provision. But before we do that, we want to go ahead and talk about this guy right here. He's the amazing Cyberman. And the amazing Cyberman, our scenario begins with him now becoming part of the company, and we make an offer to the amazing Cyberman to come and be part of this awesome team that we have. So we talked about the offer was accepted, 14 days, and so he's got to give 2 weeks notice, and then it goes out 14 days for post facto. So right in the middle here would be day 0 or 0 day, and that's when he will start. So what I'd like to do is just have some conversations going on here about some of the things that we're going to need to do in order to put him in a position to be successful. So tell me some of the things that we should do. What's probably the first thing that we need to do after he's accepted the offer? Put in a badge request. Fantastic. Good. What else?
Yeah, you got to identify the physical location they're going to sit.
Okay. Office, cube.
I would put in for their laptop/phone and network access first.
Okay. Network access. So those are 3 requests, right? Phone.
Security training.
Hold on, you said one more. Phone.
And your email and all the network access you're going to have to the shared portals, folders, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, email. And you were saying something?
Yeah, we do, like, I noticed we do, have to do NEI training, special training,
All right.
security training for
Security
access.
training.
Do you guys do that, or HR people?
We have to set it up.
We just push a button and it happens.
All right, what else?
You're gonna have to work out who's got access to time collection and that you got all your charge codes straightened out for them.
Time collection and charge codes.
It should be done on the HR side first.
Okay, what else?
Introducing.
All right, maybe plan a lunch for him when he comes, or introductions, have a meeting.
Yep.
Maybe even meet with the customer.
And I always assign somebody to my people. A mentor.
Okay, laptop, he said over here, mentor.
We can do all the HR stuff. How about paperwork stuff like the MOU, NDAs?
Okay, HR stuff, MOU, NDA. What about a background investigation?
That's part of the clearance, and it usually takes, they'll do a background investigation before they hire them.
We don't even hire them with this clearance, that's already done.
Okay,
We still do it.
Create their payroll account.
Payroll account, okay.
That's what I had to leave to go do. for my
Set up.
payroll. I thought, you think HR would create a payroll account.
Set up payroll or EFT. All right, what else? Okay, very good.
Yeah, copy the company SOP or employee manual, whatever you want to call it, detailed job description, responsibilities.
Okay, responsibility.
I had work expectations, but that falls under the responsibility.
Okay, expectations.
I had, like, along with that mentor thing we mentioned earlier, like, he shadows that mentor, you know. On top of that mentor helps him with all this stuff, he also shadows him, like a day, you know, figuring out what it is he's responsible for and stuff.
Okay.
Maybe, any troubleshooting calls or network specs or things like that.
Okay. Troubleshooting guide. Maybe a phone tree or something. All right. So immediately, we probably are forgetting a few things here, but I think that you get the point that Barney Big Dog's not going to just start here and magically on day zero be productive unless we do a lot of grunt work ahead of time to put him in a position to be successful. So all of these things right here, every one of these things right here, typically will require a form of some kind. Now, since the invention of identity and access management, we've seen a transition from the archaic paper form process to now a webification and automation through workflows. And this specifically is something that's near and dear to my heart because both at a financial company, which was fairly large, I helped to implement an identity management system, as well as at NASA here at the Marshall Space Flight Center. We implemented the identity management system for that as well. So this is something that I've spent some good time on with automation, meeting with data owners, with application owners, and figuring out how to programmatically automate account creation, role creation, specific kickoff of events inside of SAP or ADT or PeopleSoft or SharePoint, Active Directory. But there is a lot that's going on here with this guy. So one thing that I think in the corporate world, this would be fantastic. All these things that you guys said would be fantastic. In our personal life, the rocket in our pocket, our cell phone, is really our identity. And we could argue whether or not it is, but your Gmail account, your Apple account, or whatever account that you have tied to this, think about everything that's being mined or archived in or around that account out on the networks of today. And specifically, it is all of your marketing interest, all of your email interest, all of your personal information is tied to your Gmail account or your Facebook account or whatever account is utilized and being used right now. So it's no different for this amazing Cyberman. Even though now he's sold the company and made a bunch of money, he's still one of us and susceptible to things not being done correctly before he gets to work on day zero.